Hey, how is everybody doing? This is Eric Soto, also known as Soto Tarot on the internet, basically based on my cards that I've made years ago called Soto Tarot. I am new to this network, so that'll be an awesome thing and a great network it is, Moonstruck TV and also Ask One Radio. Thanks for having me on, and I hope that I'll be on here many weeks to come. To give you an example, I have a little story to go by. I'm not a full-time psychic, though I've done it for 30 years. I had a lot of things happen to me. I'll give you a little example before I take some callers here, but I had uh, I had a dream when my mom, I was about 13, 14, and I dreamt of her funeral. I'll keep it G-rated because this is a G-rated program, but I dreamt of my mom's funeral, and 3 years later, she did pass, unfortunately, very early. And at that moment, that funeral came to be exactly as I saw it. That is pretty much my birthing of my psychic ability. I've looked at it, I've studied it, I've denied it, I've gone through many lengths to look other ways, but it's still there. And because of that, uh, that's what I'll be doing here now with you, is to share that ability that I have, and I believe we all have. I'm probably the gentleman that has a regular life and still does like to dip into the tarot business and also a little bit of mediumship, though I'm still on the beginner side. So the good news is I do feel things. I'm an empath, I'm an intuitive. I do believe very much that we're here to help each other. There's a strong connection. If you've ever had that phone, some of you who know rotary phones or even the old landlines back then, you'd pick up and say, I'm going to call Aunt Susan. And you'd call Aunt Susan, and guess who'd be on the other line? Aunt Susan, and there'd be no dial tone. That's the connection we're talking about. Being quantum entangled, that's the big word, the buzzword that everybody's talking about. Quantum entanglement, what is that? It basically means that when two things are together or related and then they're brought maybe the distance of a galaxy apart, they're still quantum entangled. I do believe there's some science mixed into some of this spirituality. I think we have antennas in us and we do connect with each other naturally. And with all the buzzing going around with the radios and the internet and your cell phones, a lot of that gets dulled down. So I'm going to explain how I do this. The cards that I made, I love them so much and I talk about them and I've made them. They are not magic. They're not. I believe it's the connection that I'll have with the caller that connects. That's where the connection is going to come in. I believe a lot of it has to do with that frequency. We raise our frequencies to a certain level, and when we're at that certain level, we connect somehow. I couldn't tell you how. I'm still learning. After 30 years, I'll be the first to tell you I don't know jack. I only know about this much of that whole universe, and I'm learning a little bit more every day. Good news is I know a lot, though, and I'm here to share a little snippets as I can as we go on and as callers come on as well. But I'm here to share my story with you. I do believe that it's not a lot of hocus pocus. I believe in a creator. I believe in a lot of spirituality, that we're connected and there's love and we're supposed to do right when we're here. But for whatever reason, we've lost a little bit of that. So hopefully I'll stir that up a little bit and show that we are still connected in some way, fashion, or form. So I'll wait for the first caller, but when they come on again, explain that I'm at sototarot.com, real easy to understand. I love talking to my people. In 2015, I made my deck. It's still on thegamecrafter.com and it's there for sale. That's neither here nor there. You may look and understand, I don't understand this deck, it has no words. That's neither here nor there either. My example here is to tell you that we are looking for people to speak with, right? I like to be on Facebook. You can catch me at Facebook as Soto Tarot 6. I like to be on TikTok. The whole social media thing is changing, so I'm more on Facebook than ever. But I'm one of those approachable people that I have no problem with speaking to fans or talking about physicality or tarot in general or psychic ability or any of that sort. It looks like I have James in Hopewell. Hope I'm saying that right, James, in Pennsylvania. I've been through Pennsylvania. I'm a former truck driver, so I used to love going through Pennsylvania when I was in Pennsylvania. So James, whenever you can come on, I don't know if I can hear you, but I will welcome you on. James, are you there?
Oh, I can, yeah, I can hear you.
All right. How are you? How are you, sir?
I'm hanging in there, doing pretty well.
Good. 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 So now with that whole spiel that I gave you, I forgive me, I'm a Midwesterner, so I talk a little fast, and you're in Pennsylvania, so we may kind of meet in the middle there. Is there something specific you'd like to talk to? I can just pull a card. You'd be surprised. I'm one of the very first people that will just pull a card like so and talk to you and tell you what that is and explain, but you can still ask something. I have time. Queen of Cups, this is a lady that's in water, that she's bloated from the water. She's becoming, like Bruce Lee used to say, you must become one with water. One with water means that you're open to your emotions. You're open to giving your heart out. You have your heart on your sleeve. Does it sound like you, sir?
Uh, no, I keep my feelings suppressed most of the time. But yeah, no, total opposite.
Okay, well, this is the reason why. This is one thing I will tell you, that in the psychic abilities here that we have, and in the tarot world, it's not to tell you what to do and what not to do. It's a suggestion, right? A lot of times we've seen in movies, I think The Matrix is one of the favorite ones, when they say, it's not that if you're going to take that piece of candy or not. You've already taken the piece of candy. You just have to decide why you took that piece of candy. So, and this might be the opposite of, this is one of those, maybe you should be open up a little bit more. There might be a reasoning back in the past to saying, maybe I was scarred at some point. Maybe there was something that I wasn't able to connect with somebody. And because of that, I'm not so open. And that's exactly what this, in a reverse fashion, is telling me. It's the person from the cups walking away from the cups. But in reality, it's an exclamation point, meaning I'm going to return. So this is more of, I'm more of a people person. I'm more of the real world salt of the earth. I don't really believe in that hugging and that nonsense that Eric, you just showed me that I should be. Maybe I'm more of a, I can see it, I can believe it, and I can understand it, then it's so. But all the mushiness that goes a long way, that might not be my cup of tea. Does that sound like you?
Yes.
Okay, so now you're understanding, right? The first one tells me where we kind of are. The second one is. And again, I'm not telling you what to do, and I haven't even asked you a question. This is the connection that we're starting on. Is there something specific you'd like to ask, or is there something specific you want to talk about?
Uh, no, it's not really. I don't know. Like something seems off lately. Like I've been catching things in the corner of my eyes that's not there. So I don't know, something's attached to me or what's going on, you know.
Sure. This is the Hermit card. This looks like a spaceship or a person on a mountain sitting out in the space. And it's a little weird to understand, but I'm going to explain it to you. It just helps me in the psychic ability here. The Hermit card is one that wants to go and be in seclusion. There's that feeling of, if it's kind of bad, but usually animals, when they go to pass, they will go and hide. Cats are known for that. They'll hide on their own, and they won't go in front of their fur mom and fur dad. They'll pass on their own. This is something of that nature. It's that feeling of it being a major arcana tells me that I don't feel comfortable around me, right? I can't necessarily understand it. It's not something official that I can touch and feel, but it's definitely giving the EBGBs. I don't really want to be one with this. I'd rather be in seclusion for it. And that's the feeling you're probably feeling at the moment. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that's good that I say that. That's just like saying, hey, your car is red. That's great. Your car is red. But that doesn't tell you anything. So we're going to go into a little bit of the, you can take this or you can leave it. Now, the Ace of Swords looks like the Batman symbol, right? It's a bat up in the area. Batman in the symbol here for Ace is a potential. Anytime there's a potential, it means potential in the realm of thinking or of your mind. So I will say this, the feeling that you have may be too many thoughts. I don't know if you're one, but I bet you are. And maybe you might be in rural, but you got internet. So that tells me you're not that rural in Pennsylvania, that too much of that info knowledge, too much of the news, too much of listening to the little, what do they call, doom scrolling the kids are saying right now. I'm doom scrolling and I'm just watching all this negativity about the stock market and I'm seeing all this other stuff go on. That's information overload. That's the thing you said, I don't want to be. I don't want to be that antenna and be like water and absorb all that. I want to refrain from that and not take that in. So I would suggest that might be your business. It might be where you work. It might be where you live. It might be just in your church or just the way you are with your neighbors. I would say suggest to get away a little bit from that, unplug a little bit, get away from all the news. It might be, I understand, I feel like I have to be connected because of I need to know what's going on. I'm telling you, give yourself 24 hours. Don't watch advertisement, don't watch the media. Maybe watch some shows that you know don't have infomercials or commercials on them. Stream Netflix or something, but stay away from any of that mainstream stuff. And then if you can give me drop me a line at Sototero6 on Facebook and say, hey, Eric, I'm feeling a little bit better. I don't feel so crowded. I don't feel like I'm getting bombarded by so much information. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Sounds good, sir. I appreciate you calling, James. You take care, and you can definitely reach me out. Hey, drop me a line at Facebook. I friend everyone, and I'm welcome to speak things about whatever. I live in Iowa, so I'm one of those howdy guys. It's good to talk to you, sir.
It was nice talking to you. Thank you.
Yes, take care. Sometimes we just don't know, right? We sometimes are connected to things and we don't even know. We force ourselves to be on top of a cell phone. We force ourselves to be in social media. We force ourselves to be in a political stance of some sort. Today we're one way, tomorrow we're in the next. And sometimes we have no idea why we do it. And then we go home and we wonder why we have a headache. Why is my back and my shoulders, why are they hurting? Why do I feel stressed out? It's because we're just information overload. Not only are we connected in a good way to each other, we're also connected to each other in a bad way. Ever go to Walmart? I'm not dissing Walmart, but any of your big box stores and you just get the EBGBs? That's usually what it is. You're going to somewhere where everybody has to go to buy something, food, necessities, what have you. And unfortunately, while they're there, they're picking up everybody's day. They're picking up this person who lost somebody, this person who got a car accident, this person who lost their job, this person who's being cheated on. And that's all being necessarily around you. And you're feeling it and you're taking it in. Very much like that card that I showed, like that Queen of Cups, the water, the lady that looks like a balloon. She's taking it all in. Sometimes that's good. You can be an empath and you have that heart on your sleeve and the shoulder. Unfortunately, sometimes you're that antenna like her head is. And you take that in so hard that you don't even know who you are sometimes. You feel like the media that you're digesting. I have Elizabeth in Clinton Park, New York. Awesome. I have been in New York before as well. Elizabeth, are you there?
Have you? I'm here.
Very good. How are you today?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. And I'm glad you have that lower voice to slow me down a little bit. If I talk a little fast or if I say something, just slow me down and say, hey, Eric, slow down. We're not going anywhere.
Sure.
Is there anything particular? You know a little bit about my story. We are connected, right? These are not magic cards. Sometimes I can do this without them. And sometimes you'd be surprised, like I said, with the phone call, thinking of, Aunt Susan or so, and you call each other at the exact same time. And you're like, whoa, we just called each other at the same time. How'd that happen? Because you were thinking about each other. Right? And you don't even have to know each other. We're being entangled right now based on the internet. There's so many layers right now, visually, audio, and also in the wavelength. So is there anything specific you'd like to talk about? Is there anything specific you'd like to ask? You're welcome to it.
Mm, hmm.
I can help you along. I'll tell you
Yes,
what,
could you?
in reverse, this has to do with the Two of Cups reverse. That's the two bubbles splitting. Two bubble splitting tells me of relationships, or not necessarily always love, just because it's cups. It has to do with emotions, but it means there's a separation of feelings. Something strong. I feel this way. Someone else feels that way. Is that going on in your life right now? There's a literal emotional, not necessarily. We're talking logical. Doesn't even have to be logical. It could be this person's rolling up the toothpaste this way, and I want to roll it that way. But there's a feeling of an emotional pull from someone that's close to you.
Could be my daughter.
Okay. So let's talk about your daughter, if you wish, right? It's a G-rated movie, a G-rated TV show, so we'll keep it. I don't know her age, but again, in reverse state, this is the Ace of Cups, but it's reverse. We're dealing with water again. Same cups, with the feeling of pulling away and also a potential. This is the cup that splashes all over the place and doesn't collect it. So there is means that's telling me there's emotions going around. Maybe of a teenage atmosphere, or if it's not a teenager, it feels more of adolescence or being acting like a kid for out of spite. Does that sound right?
No, no. She's an adult.
Okay, okay. So is this anything specifically acting out of stubbornness? Then I'll use the word stubbornness then,
Um,
and it could be you. I'm not saying it's her. I'm just saying there's
mm-hmm.
stubbornness.
Oh, dear. Um, disrespect. Ugh.
Take your time.
Mm.
So here, I'll help you along. This is how we're
Yeah,
connected. I don't
okay.
even know what I do until I see the card like you see it. Three of Cups,
Okay.
again, another Cups. Three of Cups is the three ladies dancing in the autumn leaves, but it's reversed, means someone's pulling away again. But in this regard, it is about a third person or a third group, right? This is usually friendship, it usually means, but it's when it's added to something like this, that's the friction you're having. It could be that other person. If you're saying that this has to do with respect, then it might have to do with that other person or other group, that other influence that's happening on her, that may be why there is no respect. Does that sound familiar?
No. Mm, no. It was an incident where I was thinking I was helping, and she was so upset, saying, "I can't believe you did that." I know it was she was mad at herself for not doing something, and then called up and took it out on me.
So
I don't.
something that regards that you were trying to help, and unfortunately she
Yes.
pulled away and let let you have it. Correct? Is that what it
Yes.
sounds? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing.
And so
That's right.
therefore I pulled away. I thought, oh, I just don't need this.
Right. Right. Now I will tell you this: I'm getting literally, and this doesn't happen. I shuffle the deck, but I'm getting a 1, a 2, and a 3 of cups. That's emotions. So when emotions come up, that's telling me that's the most important thing. Emotion should be something to do with, sometimes we care so much that we say the wrong thing. Ever hear of putting your foot in your mouth? Right? We
Yes. Yes.
we think in our head we're saying, I really care for you. I really want the best for you. I want you to be always with no pain and always love in your heart. And what comes out of our mouth is sometimes a little bit jagged and a little bit opposite. You should do
Yes.
this. I told you to do that. I told you so. And unfortunately, that's not what we're meaning to say, but it comes out that way. So a lot of times this is telling me there's emotions involved in something like that, and we just have to take a step back. What's the most important thing? I would guess it's connection with your daughter. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I will take and stab in the dark. Let me know. I'm probably 99.9% right here. You're older than she is.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if the old saying goes, the elders know best, right? And sometimes we do. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we have to make things happen, to make things happen. Emperor card, right side up. Emperor card means the Fibonacci spiral. We have to take authority. And sometimes authority means we retreat. That doesn't mean that we're weak. It doesn't mean that we're a loser. It doesn't mean that for some reason I don't know best and I'm letting her win. What you're doing is you're actually controlling the battlefield or the love field in this regard. And by doing that, saying, I'll be the better one, I'll take the high road. Hey, come here. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was saying. I didn't mean it that way. I love you to death. Let's hug this out. What do you need from me? You know I'm always here. And guess what? Sometimes they actually understand what you meant and they forgive you. And sometimes it's up to them. It's their past too. They may or may not, but that's something that's human nature you can't control. But in this regard, taking charge as the emperor means you're purposely knowing emotions are high. I might have said things wrong. I meant it correctly. She might have meant it correctly, but I'm the bigger one here. I'm the elder. I know best, or at least I know best in this regard. And by this way, I will ask for forgiveness. I know 100% I am not wrong, but I'm going to be the higher road just to save this family, just to save this relationship, just to add that bond and make it closer. And I'll tell you, it's not easy, but it usually works. And if you do that often enough, you won't feel like you're diminishing yourself. You will actually understand the idea of what love is. It means giving, giving, giving. And by giving, that's how you get in return.
Mm-hmm.
It's a suggestion.
Right.
Has she still in contact with you? Is everything still kind of glazed over?
Yeah, it's kind of
Is this recent?
she's coming for
Was this something recent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's why, again, that's the connection. That's the site. That's the picking up the phone. So again, if it's worrying you, be the bigger woman. Go to her and say, "Hey, I love you. I use the I'm old card. I don't care. I do it to my kids. I'm old. Dad doesn't know any better. What it is, what it is. It doesn't mean that I believe it. I won't admit it to him, but it's to make peace. It's to make sure your time is very limited here. And though I believe in another side and my half of my side of what I've actually occurred and connected with, I know my loved ones are around. I know my mom still connects with me. I know my family's there. This is where you need to do it. This is where you build the love. This is where you make the connections. It's all during this time. So make it last, because tomorrow anything can happen. Literally anything can happen. And that connection is going to be harder to make than just calling her up and saying, "Hey, I'm sorry. I love you."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Going to try it?
Oh, I'll try it. No, definitely.
It's not, I'll warn you, it's not easy being an emperor. To make the good calls, it's not an easy thing to do. But I will tell you this, it usually comes back tenfold when it works. Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little bit left. I didn't really want to force this on you. Is there something else you want to add to that? Is there something you want to ask about that? Or do you want me to see?
Well, can I? My son is older, and he has autism, and he's going through a lot of health problems. I don't know.
Yeah, the ace, again, another potential ace of wands. That's energy. I'll tell you this: ace of when it's the flower, the dragonfly and the flower, and it's reversed, means there's an energy flow issue. One thing I've learned about autism, you said it's health as well, correct?
Yes.
Health affecting them. Okay. Autism that I'm learning is not a handicap in itself. There's things there that we have that I wouldn't even say make us special, but there is something there that leads me to believe that it's more normal than we think, right? Or it's at least it's normal nowadays. But this coming up with an energy thing is telling me that the physical part of that, or the energy flow, means, and I don't like to say this because I'm not a doctor, but there's an energy flow issue, meaning there probably is something there that you should continue to look into that has nothing to do with the autism.
Yeah.
So if that's something you're pursuing, you're doing correctly as a mom. Continue to do that.
Yes,
show your love. Separate that from the autism, that this is something else specifically, and look into that and make sure that at least you're getting some other doctor's opinion of what this is, because this is something that I'm feeling is completely separate, and it'll also
from the autism. Right.
Go ahead.
Yes, it's separate from the autism. I was just explaining that why I was
Yes.
so involved is, he has autism, and yes, he's going through some major health challenges right now.
Yes, and I'll tell you
And
what, the king here of wands, this is him growing up. It almost looks like a empty head, or let's just say a different head. Its space is different, and the teeth are very gnawing. There's a lot of lashing out. There's going to be a lot of lashing out, more so with this um, medical condition that may look like it's tied again, and it might be a little bit painful for him as far as dealing with it. So again, go back to what I
Mhm.
told you earlier about the love covers all. I think same as with your daughter, make sure you're covering, showing him that you're there for him, whatever that respect is. If it's touch, if it's just being with his favorite activities, if it's just being around and doing whatever he likes to do, it will be comforting for him because it's going to be very stressful for him, and there will be a little bit of
Mhm.
lashing out. So make sure that you stay with him during this, is all I know.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, you take care. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, 30 minutes goes by fast, right? I'm glad you had me. I'd like to be back. Can I come back next week? How about I try to come back next week? You can see me at sototarot.com. That shows all my social media, but I'm a Facebook guy. I'm back on Facebook. A lot of that stuff is on there. I sometimes did TikToks and things of that sort, but TikToks and things are all weird right now. So you want to talk and chat? Friend me. Say hi. I do free readings. Even though I book readings, I do little free one little card readings, and you'd be surprised what one card will open up a conversation for and will help you see things that you haven't seen before. Again, it's that connection. I see someone in a grocery store, they look like they're sad. I say, hey, how are you? You look sad. And they go, hey, no one's talked to me for a while. I'm so glad you talked to me. Divine timing. Were we connected? Did you have a feel to do it? That's how we are. We're human nature as we want to connect to us and in each other. We all have this ability. Some of us work with it a little more than others, and some of us still are stuck in that. I just don't want to be around anybody in the Walmart phase, right? I just want to go in, get in, go home, and be done with it. I don't want to connect to anyone. So again, see me at sototarot.com or see me at Facebook at Soto Tarot, SOTOTAROT 6 on Facebook. Everybody have a good night, and thanks for seeing me around the world.